Law Assistant Professor. Subject Labor Law. Topic Trade Unionism and Collective Bargaining. Right to association. What is the primary objective of trade unionism? Option B. To protect workers' rights and improve conditions. Collective bargaining refers to option B. The negotiation process between employees and employers over terms of employment. The right to association means option A. The right to form and join trade unions. Which of the following is not a function of trade unions? Option B. Monitoring company profits. The International Labour Organization Convention 87 focuses on option A. Workers' right to form and join trade unions. What does collective bargaining usually involve? Option B. Negotiations on wages, working conditions, and benefits. Which of the following is a key principle of freedom of association? Option B. Workers have the right to form, join, or leave trade unions without interferences. A closed shop is a practice where answer is option A. Only union members are employed. The National Labour Relations Act NLRA is significant because its option A provides union protection in the private sector in the United States. What is the main aim of a strike in the context of collective bargaining? Option B. To force an employer to improve conditions or meet demands. Which of the following is an example of a right to work law? Option B. Laws that prevent employees from being forced to join a union as a condition of employment. Which of the following can be a reason for union formation? Option B. To ensure job security and better working conditions. What is unfair labor practice in the context of trade unions? Option B. Any illegal act by an employer or union against workers or their rights. The concept of freedom of association is enshrined in answer is option C. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Collective bargaining helps to option C. Establish terms of employment for groups of workers. Which of the following is an essential right under collective bargaining? Answer is option C. The right to negotiate work conditions and wages. Which of these is a common tactic used by unions during collective bargaining? Option C. Strikes, protests, or other work stoppages. The freedom of association in labor rights applies to option B. Both workers and employers. The right to associate with a trade union is considered fundamental in option D. All countries, especially under international law. An employer may legally oppose unionalization efforts by option C, holding private meetings to express opposition without threats. What does the term dual unionism refer to? Option B, the practice of forming multiple unions in a single workplace. Which of the following is an example of collective action by workers? Option B, workers joining together to demand higher wages. What role do trade unions play in social dialogue? Option A, mediating between workers and employers for better conditions. What is a union shop agreement? Option B, a contract where all workers must join the union after being hired. Which of the following is an essential element of a successful collective bargaining process? Option B, open, honest negotiations between workers and employers. What is a bargaining unit? Option A group of workers represented by a single union for negotiation process. The right of workers to organize and bargain collectively is recognized by option B, International Labour Organization. Which of the following is considered a violation of union rights? Option B, employers interfering with union elections. What does the term labor solidarity mean in trade unions? Option C, workers supporting each other in achieving common goals. Which of the following can be an outcome of successful collective bargaining? Option B, improved working conditions, wages, and benefits. Next, industrial labor in India. What is the primary objective of trade unions in India? Answer is option B, to improve wages, working conditions, and rights of workers. The first Indian trade union was formed in option B, 1918. The All India Trade Union Congress was found in option B, 1919. The Industrial Disputes Act 1947 regulates. Answer is option B, the process of settling industrial disputes and strikes. The right to form a trade union in India is guaranteed under option D, the Constitution of India, Article 19(1)(c). The Trade Unions Act 1926 requires trade unions to option B, be registered with the government to be organized legally. Which of the following is not a function of trade unions in India? Option C, ensuring political dominance of a particular party. What is industrial democracy in the context of Indian labor relations? Option B, workers participate in decision-making process of enterprises. The concept of collective bargaining refers to option B, discussions between workers and employers to agree on employment terms. The role of the National Industrial Tribunal in India is to, answer is option B, mediate in industrial disputes between employers and workers. The right to strike in India is option C, allowed only under specific conditions after legal procedures. The concept of workman under the Industrial Disputes Act includes option B, all employees working in an industrial establishment. The 2019 Code on Industrial Relations in India aims to option A, consolidate and simplify existing labor laws. A closed shop in India refers to option B, a practice where employers hire only union members. The workers' participation in management scheme is based on the principle of option B, workers having a voice in company decisions and management. The Bombay Industrial Relations Act 1946 was enacted to option C, regulate disputes between employers and employees in Bombay. What is the role of a trade union leader in India? Option C, represents workers' interests and negotiates with employers. The term industrial peace refers to option B, continuous negotiation between employers and trade unions without disputes. The Industrial Relations Code 2020 amalgamates which key laws? Option A, Industrial Disputes Act 1947, Trade Unions Act 1926, and the Industrial Employment Act 1946. The recognition of trade unions in India is important for all of the above. Option A, allowing workers to legally demand higher wages, ensuring workers' participation in company decisions, ensuring the fair representation of workers in legal proceedings. The minimum wage for workers in India is determined by option C, state governments or through agreements in some sectors. Which of the following is true about the status of trade unions in India? Option A, only registered trade unions are eligible for recognition. The concept of industrial democracy has been promoted in India by option C, various labor laws and policies. In India, the freedom to form trade union is guaranteed under the Constitution of India. Which of the following organizations is responsible for promoting labor welfare in India? Option B, Employees State Insurance Corporation. In the context of Indian labor law, the term industrial disputes refers to option C, a dispute between workers and employers regarding terms of employment. The Employees Provident Fund EPF in India is governed by option B, the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1952. The practice of contract labor in India refers to option B, workers employed through intermediaries or contractors for specific periods or tasks. The trade unions in India have a sufficient role in option C, advocating for workers' rights and social justice. The recognition of a trade union in India typically depends on option A, the number of members the union has,